Steve Cooper, Rank Success, and welcome to 2022. It's a new year, a new dawn, a new start, and one of my favourite quotes that I like to start the new year with is Elizabeth Lovejoy Pierce's quote, and you may have seen it on some of my accounts or in some of my blogs, but essentially it's, "We will open the book, its pages are blank, we're going to put words on them ourselves, and the book is called Opportunity, and its first chapter is New Year's Day." Well, on New Year's Day I was writing out my own kind of goals and intentions for myself for 2022. As I say, it's a new year, happy new year, and I hope that all of you had the chance or the opportunity to spend some time with friends and loved ones and relatives, and that you weren't working too much. And I know that you will have been busier than ever if you were working, but I do hope you've had a chance to enjoy the start of the new year, or that you've got some leave planned at some stage. So this video I've called Transformation, or the topic or the theme of this short video is called Transformation. I'm going to do a podcast on it, so that allows me to talk a bit longer, so I'll be talking a little bit longer about it. But this whole theme around the new year, reflection, looking back, transforming your chances, your opportunities, all links in very nicely. If you're someone who sat there today, you know, the new batch, if you like, the new cohort of qualified sergeant and inspector candidates from last year. You worked really hard last year, you managed to get the exam in the bag, well done. You've got yourself a ticket for the chance to enter the process and get promoted this year. And all of my podcasts, my free downloadable guides, my digital toolkits, my YouTube videos like this are all designed to help and support you in your promotion aspirations. Now, I've been where you were a long time ago in a dim and distant past as a young DC going for promotion to sergeant, and then as a sergeant going for promotion to inspector. And I sat there a number of times just wishing that someone somewhere had prepared some meaningful information, just something to fire a grappling hook into, you know, something to get me started, a little platform. Well, I hope that over the last couple of years, and certainly last year, I've built a resource, a body of work for any of you to kind of get stuck into and start orientating yourselves around what's expected of you if you choose to decide to go for promotion. And if that's you, if you are deciding to go for promotion, then what I say to people is, if you're going to go for promotion in 2022, now is the time to start preparing. And most people don't want to hear that, and most of you will say, "Well, cheers, Steve, thanks for the advice, mate, but I'm going to carry on doing what I've always done, because that always has got me what I wanted." And that's okay. That generally works lots of times in life, but it rarely works for promotion. How do I know that? Because I've supported hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, it must be getting into the thousands now, I think it is in the thousands, with promotion aspirations. And there's a consistent theme about people who say, well, I'll wait for the jungle drums to start beating, and I'll pick up on, once the force announces a process, I'll seriously think about it then. And all I can do is just encourage you and say, don't do that, because I pick up the phone calls from people that do that. I pick up the emails, the texts from people who do that. And it's interesting to kind of observe on the kind of reactions to that, where people think, they often express, "I wish I'd have started sooner. I wish I'd have kind of just done a little bit more work around that." Or the feedback from my promotion board said that I clearly wasn't prepared, or that I could have done more preparation, or I didn't know the role of what a team leader does. I couldn't talk about it. I wasn't able to talk about it in context with the competencies. So all of this is a big area for you to get used to, get familiar to now. So there's no point saying, well, I know my force are going to have a process in February or March this year, and then starting a couple of weeks before that. You're almost guaranteeing to kind of fail. So this aspect of transformation that I'm talking about is what happens when you commit to, when you choose to, and when you start the process of preparing yourself for promotion. So have a look at my free guides, have a look at my podcasts, have a look at my YouTube videos, get started, get some momentum, get some traction now, so that even if your boards aren't forecast till the end of the year or perhaps the summer, you can do some work now on the run up to it to get better, to raise your awareness, and to develop your ability to start collating your own evidence. So when I talk about this theme of transformation, and again, if you want to transform yourself very quickly and take a quantum leap forward, then I have a 4-hour promotion masterclass video that you can download. You have a digital bespoke sergeant's or inspector, chief inspector's digital toolkit you can download to your iPad and just crack on and hit the ground running and really kind of gain some traction. And what you've got after that, you've got a whole different set of questions. At the moment, you might have questions like, oh, well, what's the process all about? Who can I speak to help? And what's this competency and values framework, or the CVF, all about? What's this stuff around values? Okay, now's the time to start thinking about it. Get yourself a little notebook together, start compiling a folder of meaningful information, or as you say, hit the ground quick. As I say, hit the ground quickly and download yourself a toolkit. But this theme of transformation is what I want to focus on now. So what I say to people is, if you commit to doing this work, you will literally transform yourself from good operational cop to well-prepared promotion candidate. It's the same animal, but completely different sides, completely different aspects of it. And these are the kind of things for well-prepared promotion candidates that tend to surface again and again and again and translate into success on promotion boards and in selection processes. And I'm increasingly seeing, because one of the ingredients that are often kind of missed in the conversation, in the instructions that you get from your force, in the conversation you have with your colleagues and your peers, is this ingredient, this element, this jigsaw piece called competition. And it's a competition. And a lot of people forget that or overlook it or don't factor it in. Some people think it's competition with other people, and it can be, but essentially the competition is with yourself now, today, and recognizing you can't do anything about competing with other people. You can only compete with yourself. And by that I mean you can get better and better and better. You can raise your awareness, develop your abilities and your knowledge, so that when you sit down on that promotion board, the interview seat, you're happy to have what is essentially and should be just a professional conversation that you've prepared well for, and therefore you'll do well in. And generally that's what that tends to happen, certainly with my promotion candidates. And last year, many of them listened to this. You may remember my video, Ships in Harbour. So ships in harbour are safe, but that's not what ships are built for. So some of you ships ventured out last year in your fleets and succeeded in achieving promotion success. And the last one, very nice, who thanked me just before on the 21st of December, was Mike, who said, I just found out I passed my board. I'll defo recommend you. I'll see you for inspectors. What a great Christmas present. So finishing the year on a high is great, but moving into this year is definitely about trying to plant that seed in your mind now, today, if you're going for promotion, of transformation. And just in relation to that, I just want to go through a couple of little testimonials from people who are through, they're over the bridge, they're on the other side, they transformed themselves and they were successful in promotion processes. So I've chosen a couple of testimonials here just to kind of demonstrate that. So there's another quote here. You'll see lots of motivational, inspirational quotes. I love them, peppered throughout my materials. People rarely travel far enough along the path of self-development to realise their full potential. And that's a quote by Sir John Whitmore, and I absolutely agree with that. Certainly for promotion candidates, hundreds and hundreds of them do not travel far enough along that path of self-development in order to realise their full potential in the context of a board or a promotion selection process. So everything I'm doing is around helping you to do that. So here's a quick testimonial from Simon. I'd just like to update you, Steve, that I was successful at interview and I've already been promoted to Detective Inspector. The masterclass opened up my perspective of how to introduce my wider strategic understanding into my examples and how my evidence contributed on a larger scale. I also went away and considered what I thought was important in leadership to me personally, and that shaped around a personal statement against my own qualities and experience to end the interview. I was really pleased to hear that I didn't just pass, my evidence and my delivery was commended. So for that individual there, opening up the perspective of how to introduce wider perspective and strategic understanding into examples is something that happened in the transformation, and they were not in that position beforehand. A personal statement, and I've blogged on personal statements, so have a look at that. Really, really important in terms of getting the impact of what you want to get across about who you are, and to get the board to kind of really focus in on when you have the opportunity to do that. So that's one of the elements. But clearly that individual was able to get some element of transformation. Here's one from Anne, a new sergeant, or a newly promoted sergeant, when she gave me the testimonial. Prior to your masterclass video, I was very much focused on my evidence and me. And I didn't really look beyond what I had in front of me, i.e. what she knew at the time. The class helped me look at the bigger picture and think more about the organisation, and how my focus should be about how my experience fits into the wider needs of the police service. It just completely changed how I looked at everything, and it was like the penny just dropped. I passed the promotion board and I scored well on my interview. So that is a kind of insight, a demonstration of what I see with lots and lots of promotion candidates, where what they think they know is what they move forward with, when in fact there's a whole load of stuff. And sometimes it's a bit like likening it to the blinkers on a horse, that are made to see a horse only look forward, so it doesn't get disturbed or spooked, if you like, by what's going on either side, and they can focus. Well, sometimes, and it's been used in my testimonials, the term, it's like taking the blinkers off, and you go, whoa, does all this stuff really exist? How did I not know that? So in terms of transformation as a promotion candidate, it's very helpful. There's a testimony here from Emma, which I received a while back. I passed my sergeant's board and I came out of there and felt like I'd over-prepared. A very reassuring feeling. Thank you for your help. I wouldn't, despite having limited time to prepare for the interview, you gave me the confidence and knowledge to walk into the interview room with all the detail I required, enabling me to stand out from the rest. I'm already planning on studying for my inspector's exam. So enabling you to stand out from the rest is a great way of saying it. If you all do the same thing, if people do the same thing to prepare for promotion boards, then the promotion board would get robot 21, robot 22, robot 23. Everybody's done the same thing, and they haven't actually prepared in a meaningful, bespoke way. So doing this work, downloading a promotion toolkit, have a listen to my podcasts, they're free. Have a look at my YouTube videos, they're free. Download some of my free downloadable guides, or download a bespoke digital toolkit. Make that start on your transformation, and you can be in the position that these individuals are. Pop across, have a look at some of my testimonials. But you can see that almost all of them allude to a transformational aspect, which I always encourage people to think about, is what you're doing for yourself and to yourself, is you're helping yourself transform from where you are to where you want to and need to be, to give your very best on a promotion selection process, which is what it's all about from both sides of the table. Okay, well, we'll be back with another interview, but that's my first of the year, 2022. Start on that transformation process. Start thinking about what that will take. Have a look at the resources that exist. I wish you all the best, and I'll be back with another video shortly. Thank you.